The SURRON is usually not something that you see every day, so when you're riding on one, you will have a wide variety of experiences from the people that you meet, most of which are positive and some that are undeniably negative. So that is why in this video, I'll be covering the 10 people that you will meet when riding your SURRON. So without taking up any more time, let's just get right into the video. But first, what would you do if you're on your way to the racetrack to see Kyle Busch and you got injured by a distracted driver? Well then, you could call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm and proud partner of driver Kyle Busch. Kyle is quick, just like Morgan & Morgan, and right now Morgan & Morgan is giving away 2 tickets to see Kyle Busch race in Las Vegas, plus a $2,000 check. So if you love money and Kyle Busch, you can enter for your chance to win by texting SKATE to For the People. That is 484-373-6753. Or click the first link in the video description down below. Thank you, Morgan & Morgan, for sponsoring this video. Up first is the gas biker. This can be quite a mixed bag. I think it mostly depends on what type of gas bike you see. I found that most sport bike riders typically think the SURRON is cool and will almost always give you the biker wave when you pass. Most guys riding choppers or Harleys will not even wave to sport bike riders, so the SURRON has no chance. Then there's moped guys, which are either retirees or teenagers, and they both love the SURRON and wish they had one, let's be real. And then there are motorcycle cops. Depending on your location and what you're doing, these guys are either the last thing that you want to see or the coolest cops you will ever meet, the Karen. I'm sure that by now everyone has seen a video of some Karen or Kevin getting mad at people just for having fun. And you don't even have to be having fun, you could just be enjoying your day, having a nice picnic, and the Karen will find a way to make it their problem. The SURRON? Well, it's the equivalent of you dropping your pants and taking a shit on their lawn. When they see you, they will make it their duty to be the moral police and tell you that what you're doing is wrong and it's dangerous and you're a thug. So I'm gonna call the cops on you for doing a wheelie in an empty parking lot. Yeah, take that, you little punk. Most of the time when I come across Karens, I just keep going and I completely ignore them. I've got places to be and I really don't care what they have to say. But sometimes when I'm just bored and I have the time for it, I stop and I hear them out just out of curiosity. Sometimes it's completely incoherent anger for some petty reason. Sometimes it's even a valid concern. But most of the time, it's just them thinking what you're doing is wrong and they want you to stop for whatever reason. In situations like this, I try my best to be respectful, understanding, and ask them questions about why they feel that way towards me. I basically turn into the therapist for the Karen, which a lot of them are honestly needing. And more often than not, when I approach situations in this manner, there are mood switches, and by the end of the conversation, we're both leaving the conversation saying have a nice day, which is how it should always end. I know Karens are fun to hate on and just get them even more triggered than they already are, but in most situations, I think it's better just to try to leave a good impression of SURRON riders in their mind, so that way in the future they don't bother you or other SURRON riders as well. The cop. Depending on where you live and what you're doing, the cops you run into can give you a very wide range of experiences. But as long as you're respectful and white, they will not give you any trouble, trust me, I know from personal experience. Really though, most cops are cool about the SURRON. From talking to cops about the SURRON myself, I have learned that most of them just don't want to fill out the paperwork. So as long as you ride responsibly, they won't bat an eye. But doing wheelies and swerving in and out of traffic and just breaking traffic laws in general, basically doing stuff that you wouldn't do on a normal motorcycle, yeah, that's gonna get you some attention that you probably don't want. But even if you're the most respectful SURRON rider in the world, you can never be too careful. So read up on all your local regulations so that if you do get stopped someday, you know all the laws as good, if not better than the cops that stopped you. And obviously, know your rights. Other SURRON riders. Now, I already made a whole video about this, so if you guys want to check it out, check out my 10 SURRON riders that you'll meet video. But in general, running into another SURRON while you're riding is one of the best experiences you can have on your bike. With SURRONs being relatively rare to come across day to day, when you see another one when you're riding, you just cannot help but get totally hyped up. You instantly have a bond because of the bike, and you'll probably ride together until someone's battery dies, and in that case, you'll probably exchange numbers and ride together in the future. You've pretty much just found a new riding buddy. EUC riders. Most EUC riders or electric unicycles are commuters, so aside from a wave every now and then, we don't really interact too much with each other. But if you go to an electric rideout, it's a completely different story. These dudes get as nutty as the SURRONs do. guaranteed one of them will hit you with the classic, "I bet I can wheelie longer than you." And when you guys hit the off-road for some jumps, you would expect most of them to take your time carefully, but no, some of them are the complete opposite and they will send stuff bigger than you will. On top of all that, they are by far the best cameraman to have with you because they have their hands completely free. Overall, I have a lot of respect for you EUC guys. It takes balls to ride those things the way that some of you do. The electric scooter rider. Now there are really two groups of electric scooter riders out there. There are the ones that actually own their scooter, and then there's the kids that rip around on those rental scooters like the Limes and the Birds and, you know, the whatevers. And let me tell you right now, those rental scooter kids, they do not care. They will run red lights, cut in front of cars, jump off of curbs, drift and do burnouts. It's not their scooter, so they do not care if it breaks. And it's honestly astonishing that those rental scooter companies are still around with just how carelessly people ride on them. And then on the other hand are the electric scooter owners. They are the polar opposite of the rental scooter kids. Most of them use your scooters to commute, so you will never catch them doing any of that dumb stuff that you see on rentals. Mostly because when you pay a few $1,000s for a scooter and actually have a fear of dying, you tend to be a little bit more responsible, or put more simply, just be more chill on the roads. The open-minded grandpa. Now this doesn't have to be a grandpa, it could be a dad, it could be just another guy, mostly just guys, really, it's just bros. And you can talk to this guy for hours. The questions always go as follow. Is that an electric bike? How fast does it go? How far does it go? How long does it take to charge? How much does it cost? What's the name of it? And from there the conversation can go a million ways. From them talking about how they used to ride back in the day, just some bizarre electric car that they saw. These guys are the best, but if you get carried away, they can talk to you for hours. The dual wheelie kids. Whenever I ride past a group of teenagers, there's about an 80% chance that at least one of them will yell at me to do a wheelie, or do the universal wheelie hand signal. And who am I to ruin a child's dream? You know, when I was a kid, I always wished those bikes that yelled to do a wheelie actually did the wheelies. And now I'm the one making those dreams come true. At this point, Make-A-Wish should honestly just hire me. The dog. Yeah, I know it's not a person, but trust me, a big off-leash dog is the last thing that you want to come across when riding your SURRON. I don't really know what it is, but 50% of dogs absolutely hate the SURRON and will try their best to chase you down and bite your feet or your tires. The other 50% are either totally chill with the SURRON or will completely ignore it. I think the reason that some dogs hate the SURRON so much is because of the sound the bike is emitting. It could be the controller, because when you give it some throttle, it lets out a high-pitched sound, and the motor and the belt drive and probably a chain also all do the same thing. So with all those combined, dogs, especially that can hear well, just do not like the SURRON. But regardless of why, dogs are something that you just need to watch out for when riding the SURRON. I was once exploring off-road and came across some random dog in the woods. Now I like dogs, you know, I'm not scared of dogs, but this dog, it had something in him. I just wanted to have him like, you know, sniff me out and, you know, be chill. But no, this dude was not having it at all. I tried to leave and that's when he started chasing me. I don't know how long, but after about a mile or two, I think I finally lost him. I don't really know what the lesson of the story is, but just beware of dogs when you're riding on your SURRON. And then we have the mountain biker. Oh boy. The ultimate enemy of the SURRON. Or I guess to them it's the other way around. We're the enemy of them, really. We don't really care much about the mountain bikers, but they care a lot about us. And really though, I get where you guys are coming from. I'll admit more than most SURRON owners that you do have a point. SURRONs should not be on all trails, especially if there's a lot of traffic or the rider does not know the flow of the trails. And I understand that a lot of SURRON riders do not know trail etiquette, which I admit is a problem. But at the same time, some of that aggression is a little bit unwarranted, especially to us riders that keep it respectful on the trails and we aren't tearing anything up. We're going in low power mode, you know, we're just kind of cruising at the same speed, if not slower, than what you're doing. Like some of you are stepping into Karen territory, but that's a discussion for you guys to have in the comments, so have fun. If you like this video, check out my SURRON videos playlist, and if you like the footage that I used, check out my homie EV Pirate on Instagram. He helped me film a lot of the clips in this video, so show him some love and check out his videos. As for now, that is all I have. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.